Hello, good evening. My name is Kwabena. I want to share with you how to start your business, at least from the little that I know, having gone through some bit of processes in trying to build companies. Every now and then you meet your friends or you meet your colleagues, you meet people who often will ask you, what do you do? And you say that, oh, I'm into business. And you tend to hear that, oh, it's very good to work for yourself. We all hope one day we will get there. And then some will say, oh, that's where the money is. And then some others will also say, oh, I'm also into business. I do side business. But the kind of business that I'm talking of is it's not the one that you're doing for extra income. People do that, and that's fine if that is your goal. The kind I'm talking about is the kind where you get committed to it. It's the kind that is an expression of what you stand for, in a way that is your DNA. That's an expression of your gift, an extension of your philosophy of who you are as a person. Because the business that you start has a lot to do with how you see how the world operates, your gift, your expertise, your knowledge, your understanding of things. It's so likely that you will start a business from this kind of asset that you have as an individual. A business that you will build beyond yourself, but it will have to start, at least the first employee will be yourself. How you put the whole thing together, whether you are going by yourself, that is you alone, or you team up with some people to start the business. A business sells product, whether tangible or intangible. Whether you're building a house to sell, or you're building clothes to you're sewing clothes to sell, you're building tables to sell. It starts with selling. So, or you are going to get products that people have built or produced, and then you develop the sales and the marketing around it. Or it's intangible, like maybe a software or an idea of training people. Whatever the product is, the business has got to have something to sell, and you have to have a lot of things right, at least yourself. And then if you want to team up with somebody, you should look at the way they look at life, their philosophy, and what they believe in themselves, and you, and the level of their credibility. What is the understanding of money, when there is no money, and when there is money, when there is no challenge, and when there are challenges. These things you may not know from the beginning, but at least you think through them. A business would have to have a goal. You would have to have somebody who is the leader of the business, and then you would have to have a team. The startup team has to have a different thinking than the business that is well established. What you look for in getting somebody on board as you start your business is so different. When you have proven the idea and you have started to get revenue for the business, at least one or two people will come to join you. What do you look for? I look for people who look beyond themselves. I made a lot of mistakes initially, but now I look for people who look beyond themselves, people who are not selfish. At least you would know it from a little. Do they like talking only about themselves, or they talk of us, of who they have helped? You look for that, and then you look for people who can endure pain. because at the startup stage there are a lot of things go wrong. And then the kind of business that you start, whether it's in agriculture as a farmer, or whether is agro processing, whether it's a construction company, whether it's a retail that you're building multiple shops, or whether you're producing something in a factory, the kind of business you start, your expertise will be so much important. If you don't have the technical expertise, you would have to team up with somebody who has it, or employ somebody who has that expertise. The business must have the technical component, and the business must have the managerial component, you know. And if you're able to build it to a certain level, you see that you get the opportunity to, you know, affect people's life. You get the opportunity to give people jobs. You get the opportunity to handle some kind of money, and then you tend to have the confidence of having been able to pick something from basically nothing, and then you can see that a business is evolving out of it. The foundation of it is your honesty. Don't let people push you so much, because as you start to get, you know, to understand your business, you know, all kind of people will come with all kind of business deals. For me, you should not compromise your personal philosophy in terms of your values, because then you lose your peace, and you don't get anything. You know, the business is not just about making money. If you don't make money, is part of it. So you build it such that the business, the money part of it is just a tool. It's so much important. Don't just go in because you just need money, because at the point when the money is there, what then do you stand for? You know, and you have to think beyond yourself. Think beyond just trading. Think systematically. Think structurally. Think tomorrow as well. Sales. What do you sell? Is it that you're building infrastructure around the product that you are offering, or you build a sales team? Is it direct sale, or is it retail? Whatever that you are producing, you have to sell. Or if it's a project-based kind of business, like a construction company or like an engineering firm, how do you source your project? How do you source your engineering project, your construction project? You know, all those are very important. And as always, sometimes the business you start with will not be the business. Maybe you will end up becoming, you know, big, so to say, with. But whatever it is, you just have to start something and be ready to do anything for free, so far as they don't compromise your values. Because it's not really a lot of people say that, oh, I'm looking for money, and when I get the money, I'll start the business. If you're looking for the money and you get the money, why start business? Why start a company? Because I think there are better ways of making money than just putting yourself through building a team. A lot of them will screw you, going through a lot of things just to multiply the money yourself. Then you can just give it to another person who has mastered the business to multiply the money. I think the business should go just beyond you just want to make money. You just want to create a company, and you want to prove that by what you stand for. And so it's more than I have worked in a bank and therefore I can start a bank business. It's not necessarily so. I'm a mason, I want to start a construction company. So you have to have a higher philosophy to start a business, because it's not just one straight line. There are a lot of components involved. But I think that the more we can get a lot of people to start business, the better. If you fails, start another one. If you fails, start another one. You may end up with a lot of losses, but start another one. Most of these successful guys, even in places that were established, have failed a lot. But that's not it. You know, they go to the next one, and they go to the next one, they go to the next one, and eventually they hit. So if you are in our country and you start and you fail, get to another one. Don't worry about what people will say to you, what they think about you. Those don't mean anything. What means something is that, I'm sure when Mike Essien was playing football, maybe when he was 10 years, people will laugh at him, but some people will see that this boy has some skill. He continued to develop, and that's how business is. Or when maybe a boxer, any of the boxers was young and was training, he was not perfect at the first stage. Sometimes they'll beat him, and then it gets to a point that he's a champion. Same with every endeavor. I'm sure that Shatawali sings at his best at the moment, but when he started, he was not this level. He was not at this level of precision. So same with business. We have to think that business gives you a better understanding of how wealth is created, how economies are built. The more we have people who can think structurally in terms of business, the better a country that we will be. It's not just one-man show kind of business. That's just that you have created job for yourself. But if you want to think beyond just having a job for yourself and creating a system and a structure, then your disposition must change. You think beyond yourself, and you bring people on board, and you give them value, you give them dignity, you treat them with respect. Everybody comes with a skill. You don't have to be the wisest on the team. No, you don't have to know everything. People will know. They just have to respect you that you know something as well, because you sacrifice to put the whole idea together before they came in. So how to start a business with no money? What is it that you can sell? What is it that you like doing? What is it that you love talking about? What product, what service can you render? And what is it that you are able to do it for free, no matter the number of hours? What is it that you can do? It starts with that. It's not really the money. Because even if they give you the money, and I'm sure that if they give you 1 million to start a business and you have never done anything, you lose it in no time. But you can build with the sweat to a point that you can, when they give you the million, you will understand how the million should be used. So I don't believe that you just have to have a lot of money to start the business. I think that you have to just have an idea which you're able to prove that the idea can sell, and then maybe you can get money to build the business and scale it. So it's not, if you're thinking of starting a business, it's not just about I don't have anything to do, so I want to start a company, or I'm on retirement, so I want to start a company. And the good thing about entrepreneurship or business is that it doesn't depend on age. Anybody at all can it's a level playing ground, so to say. Anybody at all can enter at any point. You don't need certificate, you don't need anything. You just have to have the vim, the courage to start something and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. You fail one, you go to the next one. You fail two, you go to the next two, and be open for new ideas, and just hold yourself high. The other things, you will learn them as you keep going, but start with knowing that it's an idea that should go beyond just yourself. You have to have those leadership skills to inspire people to rally behind you and to push and to solve problems. Whatever product that you can develop, or whatever product that somebody has developed, you can take it and build the business around the product, and that's what people have mastered. And so this is my thinking on how a business can be started. It's tough. You virtually have to be opposite everybody. And if you start and you are not skilled and you don't have any expertise, and then you are hit with a very tough situation, that can shake you for a long time. But you get to pick yourself back up, and then you keep pushing. Business is like that. The thing about business is that when the others are going into retirement, that's where you are even getting started. When people are going, the sports people, the showbiz people are going into retirement around the 40s and the 30s, that's when most business people are even starting, because that's where they get to understand whatever that they were experimenting with, and so they have the network, they have the money, they have the expertise, and they can do bigger projects. But it will take you not less than maybe 9,000, 8,000 hours of continuous push for an idea to work and for you to become an expert in that. And that could be maybe 5 to 10 years if you didn't start with anything at all, if you didn't start with any knowledge, if you didn't start with any expertise, any network, any money. You will push as much as 5 years in an idea to polish it and to hone that skills, or those skills that you will need to establish a business. Some people get to start with some level of expertise, some level of network, some level of money, and their position are not as many as the young people that we want to start. Want them to start business. Most of these young people have nothing. They have never worked because nobody employed them, and they have no money, they have no network, but they want to start a business. What I would say is that just get a product, whatever product that somebody has produced, and start to see how you can pick it, add something to it, and sell. You have no idea what you will learn just with the act of selling. Negotiate on something. Negotiate. Converse with people. Convince people to buy into what you have. If you can do that, that's all. You will keep pushing, and it will get better as you stay with it. No, not many people have a different path as to this path, how businesses are built. So that is what I think. You can start your business with this known thoughts. Most business people know this. They may not tell you, but these are the things that they have endured up to where they are now. And it's not strange. When you start and it doesn't work, you make 1,000 decisions and maybe one works, and that one can wipe out the others that didn't work. And that's business. So you start. We started with nothing. Our construction company same. Other businesses that we got ourselves involved same. Are we there yet? No. But we keep pushing. We are learning. We keep pushing. We are learning. Correcting a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. But you keep learning. And if you want to become a business person, then make sure you get friends who are into the same thing. Because the others can talk you down quick. And because you're dealing with a lot of stress and you're solving a lot of problems, if the people around you don't seem to understand it, it can weigh you down big time. So you create a network of people who are also into this lifestyle, of running a business, and then you succeed. Thank you very much.